What is up, my YouTube channel? So it's been a hot minute since I made a video, and I've actually made one or two videos that I just honestly never posted just because I'll make the video and then not post it, which I gotta get a lot better at. But I've discovered that there are actually a handful of people that watch these, even though maybe some videos get 10, 20 views. That's still 20 people or 10 people. That's pretty freaking cool. So again, I try to really shift my mindset to documenting more than making content and videos. But I'm also making TikToks now on a new account, as I'm in a contest to see who can get the most followers in essentially a month. So I'll share that in the description with that I'll link to it because it's more wellness stuff. It's about wellness, and it's not essentially business documenting stuff like this. It's more like life lessons. You just gotta go see it to see like how to live more optimally, and from a personal development, business professional stuff, and health. So I just wanted to come on here, make a quick little update what's been going on, not make this too long. So I'm actually recording on my computer. Finally have my office set up. Can't really move my computer, but essentially I have actually two desks. I have my one desk here with a whiteboard in front of me, and then this is my other desk, and that's I have chairs and if I have meetings. And then behind me I got here in the wall, you can kind of see it. You got like stuff like that. But yeah, officially moving to the office. I know I posted a video and it actually got a lot of views, and then I ended up taking it off of YouTube because I talked about how I was threatening to get sued, and I have not heard from them because luckily I have a really good lawyer who really, I think, put them in their place for what they're coming at me for, which was all for the usage of sweat therapy. But not that we are going to rebrand as sweat therapy, as I wish, but who knows? We'll see. So other than that, what's kind of been going on, right? Like, I guess if I'm documenting and I'm sharing kind of what's been going on in my world as a business owner, June has not been a good month. From January to May, we had basically consistent growth, and it was great. But I kept telling my team, right, this too shall pass. I kept saying that from kind of the get-go because it's true. A lesson I learned that I heard in an interview, a group interview, or recording with Tom Hanks, was saying, understanding in life that this too shall pass, whether it's good, whether it's bad. So things are going bad, this too shall pass. Things are good, this too shall pass. Nothing's always extremely good or extremely bad forever, right? So with that, we finally, why I actually kind of haven't been able to make a lot of videos and stuff like that as I'd like to, is because my time has been utilized in building our team. So what happened was, the team that we built, that we were building for almost a year, in a budgeted way. So kind of give context, right? In business, you have to invest, right? And then essentially have a return to grow. So what we were doing was really learning what is the most optimal way to have our team, our sales team. What are we doing for retention? It's like a who, what chart, who's doing what, and who owns each essentially metric, right? Who owns the metric of handling members that cancel? Who's handling the metric of members that are signing up, or teams? And we were really building out the teams, and now we've gotten to a really cool point where we know who does what, and we're still constantly improving it and adjusting it and making it very optimal. And then once you have that defined, it's then who the person is going to do it, right? What's their personality? Do they align to our core values, right? Do they fit in our, do they fit in our culture? So we built the team at the time, or I built the team that I knew we needed to get to grow, right? Really that simple, right? It was like, okay, like we need a set sales team to cover these hours, and then I can set the expectations because I know the activity can get done, right? The calls are being made, the people are being contacted, the people are getting booked, and there's always someone here to sign up someone and then, contact them or whatnot. And then on the training side, right, we have a staff full of trainers, and realizing, okay, some trainers can also do more higher leverage work, right? Handling member success, handling branding and marketing, and then handling the actual audits of the, holding the standard for the style of training we do, making the workouts, right, all this stuff. And really crafting out leaders, right? So last year, when our business was smaller, I was slowly putting more money into the team, right? That's our payroll. And for a business, right, you don't want to just have a massive payroll because you gotta be smart and budget your money. So last year, or really 16 months ago, when we started making these investments into the team, we hit a certain point now where our payroll is pretty consistent, right? So we pay pretty much the same amount of money each month over month. And with doing that a year ago, we were just adding more expenses. We weren't really profiting that much, but we were cutting into profits to grow the team, right? And so you're taking a loss to, pulling the slingshot back to excel it forward. So we effectively did that, right? We executed on the numbers, we did the right things, we embraced the boring work, we did the fundamentals, and now we've had this growth, right? To a point where, because we're at roughly like 350, 360 members. So having the current team getting to the point where we now realize, okay, well, I shouldn't say I realized that now my team was fully maximized, like really stretched out. So some people, there was a lot more work than that was intended. Or I should say there's a higher volume of demand from clients, from other activities where I realized we need more people. So one thing that I did from the start was we never had like essentially front desk or admin people, just because I knew that the trainers can handle the simple priority work of checking in people, body scanning them during sessions. Now that we've had a lot of new members, there's a lot of messages coming in. There's a lot of low-level tasks that really need to be handled, right? When I say low level, not disregarding it, saying, it's not important. No, it's very important. It's customer service. Same thing with sales, right? And then moving people up and all that stuff. So basically realizing, okay, the team is capped, in other words, with the amount of work that they can handle. And yes, we can continue to grow, but what's going to happen is our staff is going to get fatigued. They're going to get overworked. They're not focused. They can't work on the higher priority work that really drives higher results. So realizing this, it's an absolutely it's a great fucking problem. Like, it's an awesome problem to have. So what it made me realize though is, okay, so now there's kind of two sides of this and kind of breaking off into what's been going on. So I realized, and I said this to my team, I go, because now that we are profitable, right, and the business is generating money, right, that's the point of business, is to make money, and you can build your team up more and invest in your company more, and then as the owner, you can also start to pay yourself and actually live somewhat of a life, because that's the point of the risk you took from the get-go. Realistically, we never thought of what is our capacity, right, for us. And when I say capacity, I mean, what's the most amount of members we can fulfill? But it's the question of what's the most amount of members we can fulfill with the highest level of customer service and satisfaction. So with the current team we have, if I added 150 net new members, so we went from 350 to 500, what would happen is our team would be stretched thin. People wouldn't be, communicated to fast enough. There'd be a lot more headaches. People would be annoyed. It would be more stressful. The culture would become toxic. It would just become a chaotic mess, right? I joke around, right? More money, more problems, but it is true. Like, more members, more problems. Now, there are businesses that are designed to only have a certain amount of clients, right? And they base this off of, the square footage or how big your facility is. So like there's models that you really only need 150 members to be profitable. And as the owner, if you get to 150 members, right, and you're charging, $400 a month and you're in a 1,800 square foot facility, you can fulfill that, those members with 3 to 4 people on staff. Your profits are healthy and you can't handle any more people. So at that point, you're just maintaining where you're at. And for us, being an independent, starting this from literally nothing and scratch, that was, I didn't have a playbook of how many members should we cap out at, because we do have a pretty big facility. We just got the extra 1,000 square feet of office space essentially. So I said to my team, I go, we could just maintain where we're at. Like realistically, if we could maintain 350, 325, 350 members. We keep our staff, or really, I think I said we can grow to 400 members and keep what we got, and that's it, and then we maintain there. But that's not how I operate. I don't think my team wants to operate like that, because the more members we work with, the more people we're helping and actually making an impact on. So what what I realized is, okay, I have to now make this one last go around in investments, right? So part of that was the office. Part of that now was 3 to 4 new staff members, right? So we brought on a fitness associate, so someone who during our peak hours, right, at night especially right now, and also the morning, we have a trainer doing a training who's part-time training, doing also fitness associate stuff, where for busy class times they're helping the trainer check people in, body scan people, handling any messages coming in, things like that, so we can hear and talk and help our customers faster, and make things smoother, so then our trainers can train and do a better job at that and building relationships and all that good stuff. So but that is more money, right? And a lot of people don't realize, as a business owner, when you have payroll and you pay your employees on the books, as the taxes are a scam, right? I pay 33% payroll tax, and then my staff gets taxed, money taken out of that money, right? There's always tax coming out. It's insane. So if I'm paying 10 grand a month, I wish it's a lot more than that. On my payroll tax, I'm paying $3,300 in payroll tax a month, right, for $10,000, and it's almost going to be 3 times that for context. So taking this all into consideration, going, okay, we need to reinvest, right? So now we are cutting into our profits, and now we need to grow to a new level in order to exceed the current profits we're making, right? Because what the hell is the point of reinvesting in team, making our operation, expenses and costs greater, just to make, so basically it's like, okay, if I sell something for $100 and I make $20 off it, right? Then it's like, oh, we're gonna sell something else for $150 and it's harder to sell and there's more that goes into it, but I'm still only gonna make $20. Like, why would you do that, right? And it could be your ego, right? People want to say, oh, I have this big business, but it makes no money or very little money. That's like seen in the restaurant industry. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But the reality is, okay, now that we're investing in new layer of growth, we need to see a return in a period of time. So with that being said, now it was, okay, we need to add to our team and get more clear on the roles, the responsibilities, the training, like how to, being optimal. I think optimal is like a really key word here, and working smarter. Like when you work smarter and you're more optimal, that creates massive leverage and saves a lot of time. So the past 2 months, we were bringing on this new team, new part-time salesperson who's also going to help out with nutrition. She's awesome. New fitness associate, new trainer. They're awesome, right? And then knowing, okay, we got to bring on another trainer in a couple months. And then we have a person coming back, right? It's going to help a lot. So, and then taking who we currently have and saying, okay, like we want to put more focus on the higher leverage work. We're going to increase your responsibility to take on more responsibility to help us continue to grow. And the reason for all this is because now, as the owner, I'm actually slowly taking myself out of the equation. And what I'm doing is I'm building a valuable asset, right? Or a business is an asset. It can be an asset. And if you can design a business to be a well-oiled machine, as an owner, you don't actually need to be involved. And I guess there's a weird dynamic when people hear that, because they're like, oh, this is your business, like this is your life. It is. But you got to understand that if I free up my time, I can focus on creating a second location and, doubling down on what we're doing currently, right? So instead of, if we get to 500 members and I get another place to 500 members, now I have 1,000 members. I free up my time and I do, rinse and repeat, and I compounds, whatever. I can go into another business that has more of an impact on other people at scale, right? Who knows? So with that, I have to now invest into more leadership, not just delegating, task. It's now I'm delegating leadership, which I already do, but now it's at a high level. So we're bringing our head salesperson up into this GM role, that she's gonna now that we have the new team in place, and things are being manageable. Now she's gonna onboard, and she's actually taking my job. She's taking my roles and responsibilities off of my plate. So when I was going through what I'm gonna do as an owner, right? Realistically, all I'm dealing with is the finances. I'm gonna help out with some marketing still, like one hour a week, and just consistently know the numbers in the books and things like that. And we're gonna build out a nutrition thing, but I'm gonna be actually out of the business, or essentially what you call being above the business. And my time now can be put into higher leverage opportunities. And to kind of wrap this all up, like the book I'm reading, actually, I didn't even learn this from the book, but it just is a perfect timing that I'm reading this book. So the one book that really helps, I think, business owners understand is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. Fantastic read. It talks about buying back your time, right? If things aren't worth your time, delegate it. And usually people that you delegate to are actually better at doing it than you. Then the book I'm reading, 10X is better than 2X. You have to focus on the 20% of activities that's going to 10X the result. So me making the decisions to get out of my business is going to free my time up, so I can now double down on higher leveraged opportunities. And that can, that's essentially going to mean another business. And this has been something that I've been, thinking about and knowing kind of what I'm, kind of figuring out the direction I'm going to go within 2 years. Again, because if I can have a, you can either, Elon Musk said it, he goes, you can either solve a very specific niche problem to a small group of people, which is great for the world, or you can solve a smaller problem that helps people at a larger scale. And that's kind of the direction I'm gonna go. So right now, the next kind of rollout, right, is the month of July. As we go into it, we're gonna be onboarding our GM, and she's gonna take over my leadership responsibilities and take over the responsibility of growing the business and making sure everything's ran efficiently and the team's ran efficiently and everything's well managed. And then to cap it off, I'm going to be going to Poland for like almost 2.5 weeks in August, which is a really cool test for her and my team to see how they can run the business without me. Because the goal is, from the time I leave to the time I come back, can there be growth? Can there be, can there be growth and no problems, and everything runs efficiently, and we're doing well. So that's kind of a little life update dump on what's been going on. Very grateful, very happy, feeling really good. I'll tag my wellness TikTok below, so if you want to check that out, please do. And I also know you watched this YouTube video. If you do follow me and I know you, because I doubt you'll see it since I have like 14 followers. I think I might be in the lead. I don't know. So this is almost 20 minutes. Of course it is, because I like to talk. But there's an update. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back on here very soon.